Oh, today is going to be a soapbox moment. Is going to be on the soapbox. And we've all had the situation, have we not? Where we have made a decision to either partner with or work with a family member or a friend, and then it goes sideways. I am not exempt from this situation. It has happened to me as well. So today I want to talk about working with family and friends. And that is either as a client or in business. Let's play our music, shall we? Good day. It is Gwendolyn, GR Houston Jack. Welcome to HouJack DMS Live Learning. We are streaming this to Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I would love it if you would like, share, and subscribe. Where do we start? I don't even know where to start. Because when I think about this topic, I got to tell you, I know it's not just me. And it's a tough one because when you're starting a business, a lot of us tend to rely on our immediate circle for advice, feedback, test subjects is where we go. I remember when I started my photography business, I tapped the shoulder of a few friends and family members to have me capture their portrait. Because I got to practice on somebody besides myself. I got to have somebody that I could play with, right? So you may not charge the full amount that you will charge when you realize your full value. And you may bend a little backwards here and there because it is a family member or friend, and you're just testing it out. Right? You're just testing it out. And in your head, you're thinking, okay, this is pretty good. And these are your family and friends, and they give feedback that's, for the most part, pretty decent. It's usable, it's viable, it's valuable. But then you get the one or two friends, the one or two family members that want to test you. They want sun, moon, stars, a couple of planets, and they have paid nothing. They are not your target audience. They are not your ideal client. And it makes you swear off ever working with family or friends again. I know it. I know it well. And even with that, I got to tell you, even with that, I still will take on my family and my friends as clients. I still do it. I know you're like, what? Yes, Gwendolyn does not. I want to say this though. And I blame my father and my aunt for this. I blame them for it. I thank them for it. My father was clear. We may be family. This is still a business. And as a business, you need to collect your full amount for what you offer and any services you provide. Pops was clear. My aunt as well. They have never said, hey, can I get a discount? They have never said, oh, but you only gave me this. Whatever I offered and how I offered it at the price I offered is what they paid. Check them numbers. Okay. So not all family and friends are going to look at you and treat you other than or take advantage of. They're not. I have that as an example. But because that was my example, I go into the world. I walk into spaces, I meet people, I interact with them with the idea that they have that same mindset and belief. And that is false. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Gwendolyn learned that that is false. That is not the case. So my dad, My dad. I thought I wanted to be a private chef like my dad, and I tell the story often so. I wanted to be a private chef like my father, work in the kitchen, create these amazing dishes, bring joy to people by serving food that they love and enjoy that nourishes them. That was my first dream. Now, I still cook for people, by the way. If I'm really feeling the love and you're coming to my home or I'm going to your home, I am bringing something that brings joy, which is typically a dish and bottle of wine, vodka, spirits of some sort. Yeah. Sidebar. So I'm working with my father. It's my first day. And I'm like 16. I'm a teenager trying to earn some money for summer school. And Pops was clear that this is business. This is business. We're not family right now. I am manager, you are employee. And he treated me as such. There wasn't any special treatment for me being his daughter. And mind you, my grandmother and my aunt also worked underneath him, right? They were sous chefs. So it wasn't like it was just me, it was a whole bunch of family. It didn't matter. It has no play. Now, I cried that first day at work. I learned very quickly how to adapt, but I did learn something after the fact. And even when we drove home that night and I was really, really pissed and I didn't want to talk to him, he said, look, when we're on the job, we're on the job. We're not family. This is a business. When we are at home, we're at home. Now, as a 16-year-old, I didn't appreciate that lesson. As I became older and my brother, my baby brother, got a job where I was working and I had to sub-manage him. So I was not his direct manager, but I had some play. Yeah, if he came in late, I held him accountable. As a matter of fact, we never told anybody that we were actually related because we were on the job. We put on our business hats and worked accordingly. Now, a lot of people, this is not about that topic, but a lot of people believe that working with family and friends will be a great thing. Yes and no. Because if your family members, your friends do not have the same business mindset, it's going to go downhill. It's going to crash and burn and blow up. And you may not be able to salvage the relationship after that. Now, again, my father taught myself, my siblings, his exact same lesson because he would drag us out when he was doing his catering business to be like the workers. And it was god awful. But again, it's how I got my entrepreneurship genes. I mean, clearly it's in the blood, it's in the DNA. But what we forget when we go into a business is that you gotta have a business mindset. You can still be empathetic, you can still be gracious, you can still be loving, but this extra emotion of how you are attached, how you are related, how you work together, sleep together, husband, wife, daughters, whatever it is, whatever that relationship is, you gotta put it to the side. And I know people say, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. Because you're not always going to agree about how the business should be run and where it's headed. And we know that there are many, many examples of when families decided we're going to have to part ways. We know that. We know it. I will tell you that I am very much like my dad. All of my siblings, when it comes to business, we are very clear. I tell people often that I have a Nino Brown approach to business. Now, if you've never watched New Jack City, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, to pick it up, find it on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. Watch New Jack City. Is it violent? Yes. Is he a drug dealer? Yes, he is. But the man had a really good business mindset. That although he brought all of his friends into this organization and he saw the mountaintop where they were going with the drug trade, he never lost sight of who was in charge. Now, they never said who was in charge. It was never written down that he was the head honcho, but he took the leadership role and everybody followed suit. And so he was alpha male. So when his fellow counterparts attempted to buck the system, he made it very clear, we're not having that. We're not having it. But I do recall a certain scene where the undercover cop, which was Ice-T, comes in to do the deal and they pat him down for, weapons, what have you. He's like, hey, I thought we were friends. He's like, look, friends is friends, B. This is business. That's the mindset I take. Yes, we are friends, but this is business. And you will be treated accordingly. Okay? And it's not a bad mindset. You're still going to get top-notch service. You are still going to get the very best product. You're still going to have an amazing experience. And I'm still going to show out for you. We still have all of that. But we're not friends right now, right? Because you are a customer and I am service provider. And if I don't meet the expectations that I agreed to, not this false narrative of I give you sun, moon, stars. If I don't meet what's in the contract, then we're going to have problems. That's where that goes, right? So I take that approach to it. Again, I have that because I have no issue separating personal and business. I have no issues. Zero. My brother and I worked together 20 something years, and I think the first 12 people had no idea that we were related. Zero. Because we just didn't behave that way when we were on the clock. Just didn't do it. And someone actually came in and said, wait, are you guys married? And I was like, no, that's my brother. Because it was the nicking, the little, chomping at the bit he was putting on, and I popped right back. She's like, this sounds like a married couple. And I was like, no, we're siblings. There's something similar. So we know it is possible, provided everybody has that business mindset. Now, we're not going to talk about hiring your family because that's a different conversation. Personally, same thing. There are some family members I would never hire. They are whack. They don't have the skill set, the aptitude that I'm looking for. No, I wouldn't hire them. People know. If you've ever been the person who has to go out and look for somebody and they say, hey, you know anybody who's available who can do this? You're like, ooh, I'm not going to tell him about Sam because Sam be putting on, man. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, let's not pretend like we don't know our family members and our friends. We know them. We probably know them too well, but we know them. So yeah, we're not going to talk about that one today. We're going to stick with working with family members or friends as clients or business partners. Because it gets ugly. Let me just say really quick about when it goes wrong. And I'm not even going to do my own personal story first. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to bring to you Puma and Adidas. Right? I know you guys know them. They're brothers. These are brothers who had a shoe company together and things went downhill. And then one brother went on this side of the river and this brother went on the other side of the river. And that's how we have Pumas and Adidas. That's how we have them. They were brothers, siblings, and somebody didn't see eye to eye somewhere. Right? There's also Aldi. Now, Aldi has a south and a north overseas. Here it's Aldi and Trader Joe's. Yeah, not mistaken. Might want to check that. But yes, Trader Joe's is, again, two brothers, grocery store business, something got out of whack and they split ways. That happens. It happens. It happens. Somebody wants to go left and somebody wants to go right, and it's just, doesn't always work out well. Now, I don't know about the relationship. I don't know about that. I don't know if it was ever repaired on both of those situations. Can't tell you. That's beyond me, beyond my scope of concern. But I do know that there was a non-meeting of the minds and they split ways. Both of them still have very successful businesses, though. I mean, look at it. I mean, look at Puma. Like, look at it. Like, they're doing the thing. Same thing with Adidas. Same thing, right? Now there's me. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I would be a liar if I told you that once a family member or friend crosses me, that relationship is salvaged. Those are lies. I will burn a bridge in a hot second. Like, really. And it really does depend on the severity of how they screwed me over. Not gonna lie about it. Because I know, I guess we should do a sidebar. Okay, I know that my family members and my friends are not my ideal client. I know that. In the beginning, I didn't know it because I was still figuring out the worlds of business, my value, and who I was really working with or wanting to work with. I didn't know. And again, when you're getting started, they're your immediate circle. So, you have this idea of they need photography, in my case. Why wouldn't they hire me? Like, hello, Gwendolyn, I'm family, I'm friend, come on. But then they reach out to you and they want to pay you pennies, peanuts for your services. You're like, wait a minute, I have to travel, I have to edit, I have to do all this stuff and deliver, and you want to give me what? But yet and still, when you say no, they will go hire somebody else and either pay them just under what you ask or sometimes more. Now, we're not going to talk about that today. I'm not going to do it. But I will tell you, based on some of these situations, it determines if I will put any energy into that relationship. Just because we're family, i.e. we share blood, doesn't mean we got to be in the same space. That's a no. I have no problems taking nails, nailing a door shut, and throwing that bitch ass hammer away. I have no problem doing that. Nope. Sure don't. So, knowing that my family and friends are not my target customer, I will still entertain the conversation of working with them. But they also get the same price that everybody else gets. Do I reserve a discount code for family and friends? I do. It's my choice to offer it when I feel like offering it. And I don't offer it very often. But it is there. In the event I want to extend a discount to this person, I have it there. But it's not the first place I go. I'm a for-profit business. So you asked me to discount my services, which is a no, and just don't discount your services. You can discount your products, but don't discount your services. You are a whole person. Don't do that. But to ask anyone or demand a discount just because you have some sort of relationship, that's insane. It's ridiculous. It's bold. It's like, just don't. But I have had family members who want to not pay my full worth. And again, most of our family members and friends don't truly understand what we do. So that's why I say you should know that they're not your target audience. So don't bother talking to them. They're good for taste testing. They are good for maybe reading some copy, maybe giving feedback. But other than that, don't bother, because they are not the people you want to talk to. Like, I wouldn't even say feedback. Take it back. Unless it's like, hey, if I gave out XYZ as a complimentary gift, what do you think? They might be able to say, oh, yes, that's really nice. But most, No offense to my family. They don't have a clue. Have no clue what I'm doing, what I offer, how I do it. It's just, you're a photographer, right? It's like, yeah. There is a couple of cousins who are photographers, so they get it. They get it. The others, no. But I have been screwed over. Yeah. Gwendolyn has even had family members take her photography ideas to another photographer and get the work done. Yeah. Stuff like that. Again, it goes back to, you don't value what I do or me or my business enough to say, hey, I will pay for at least creative direction or set design or what have you. It's just, I'm looking for the cheapest whatever. And we live and we learn. Now, having said all that, and knowing that I've been screwed over a couple of times, not one, just a couple, I still am open to working with my family, right? At this point, I typically choose it. So my grandson's graduating. Of course, I'm doing his photography. My niece is graduating. Of course, I have another new grandbaby. Of course, we're doing those family photos and newborn shots. Of course, because I want those pictures in my house. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. But that's me initiating. There's not so much of the other way around. And again, I don't know if it's choice, but it does make you wonder, as I wrap this quick soapbox moment up, it does make you wonder in terms of value, because we know that value and price do not go hand in hand. And you're finding yourself saying, wow, my family members don't value me enough to pay me $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. But they will pay this stranger down the street $10,000. Right? Like every now and then, and I know for myself in the beginning, I struggled with this, putting my arms around family members not seeing the value in me. That used to be there. It's not there anymore. Because once you realize who you're talking to, everybody's just noise, right? So it's just noise. But it can get to you that the people who share blood with you in some form or fashion don't value what you do enough to choose you. Like I said, in the beginning, it had me. At this moment, not so much. Yeah. Well, I guess I should say hardly at all, because they don't bother asking. I no longer get the, hey, are you come to the party? Can you bring your camera? Because no. If I'm not getting paid, my cameras don't leave this house. Right? Like those are things you have to learn to do. Like, are you coming to the party? Can you bring the cake? You come to the party, can you bring your video camera? I work. This is a job. There's insurance on these devices. So if I'm not getting paid, they don't leave the house. I have a point and shoot. Wait a minute, hold up. Gwendolyn. Here it is. When I go to parties, I bring this camera right here. I have a point and shoot. I'm like every other guest at the party. I'm not here to work it. Unless, of course, I suggest or offer to do it because I want these. Like at the baby girl's baby shower, right? But no, if I'm not getting paid and I'm not working, I don't bring my professional equipment. But again, we have learned to create those boundaries, and we stay there. Stay with those boundaries. So as we wrap this up, two things. Number one, you want to get our newsletter. You know, it says bi-weekly, right? You know, right now I'm running every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, I'm putting out some good stuff, some really good content, business, mindset, strategic planning, you know, all those really good things that help you get through that next level. And maybe you are considering going from full-time job for someone else to your own thing. This will be good for that too. be for that too. So I will say this as we wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in today. Hey, if you haven't liked, share, and subscribe to HouJack DMS, we're gonna come back. Our next topic, speaking of getting the mindset together and making moves, this being the beginning of the second quarter, we're going to talk about most valuable product, adapting the 80-20 mindset. People, trust me, perfect does not exist. We're going to get into that. See you guys in 2 weeks.